Hey, what's up guys, my name is Anshul and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today in this video, I want to discuss about 5 things that I absolutely love and 5 things that I hate about the iPhone 14 Pro Max after 1 year of usage. We know that it has almost been 1 year of the release of this device, and it is the same time when the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be here in a few days of filming this video. So here are the top things that make me love and hate this device. Now starting with the number one thing that I do love about this iPhone 14 Pro Max is the presence of dynamic island on this device. Now a few people would say that this is still a gimmick, but no, I would want to correct over here. This feature over here is no longer a gimmick and it has matured more than the Pixel Pals application showing pets running around, chilling or sleeping on top of the dynamic island or within it. I love the animations on the dynamic island when you swipe out of the applications like the timer application, the Uber application and the music applications, so that they can sit on the dynamic island for stunning visuals and controls whenever you want to go back to that application. Also, the dynamic island showing the battery on your AirPods is a cool thing, and so is the timer for the alarm as the part of the live activity feature. That is a very smart one. For those who do not know about the live activities, anything that is live and anything that is actively being seen on your dynamic island/lock screen is a part of the live activity feature on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Say a live timer, a delivery app like Uber, a weather application, a to-do timer, or a simple timer. This is the new way of interacting with the notifications on the iPhones, and this one over here is a major win according to me. There are so many examples that I want to talk about in this video, but you got the point. It is all about the utility, and I am convinced that how this iPhone 14 Pro Max update is turning out. It is better than the Nothing Phone 2, as the Apple proved that no extra hardware is needed in order to implement a feature just like the Nothing Phone 2 running some LED notification lights on the back of the smartphone. Very cool, Apple. Good job done over here. Now on to the second thing that I absolutely love about this device is the presence of an ultra vibrant and a bright display that is peaked at 2000 nits of brightness. Now if you look at the upgrades on the 13 Pro Max, there are not many, but this is an actual upgrade that is noticeable when you keep the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the 14 Pro Max side by side. Now, it does not mean that the iPhone 13 Pro Max had a bad display or that the visibility is not there on the iPhone 13 Pro Max under direct sunlight. What it means is that the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a superior display over here, and the difference is noticeable when you keep both the device side by side under direct sunlight. Now over to the third thing that I loved about the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the ability to create and choose Safari profiles. Now this is something new that came with iOS 17, and I absolutely love this feature on this device. It drives me nuts that Apple made it so hard to make this change, but it is not that bad, as it may be a one-time thing when you create the new profiles for your Safari browser. For doing so, you need to go to the iPhone settings, look for the Safari application, and then create the profiles with different icons, names, and colors. These can be accessed within the Safari application. I have been using this feature in my daily life, and I have been able to differentiate between my business work, my YouTube work, and whatever I do, the normal browsing in my day-to-day life. So yes, another win-win situation for me. Now over to the fourth thing that I want to discuss over here is the improvements on the camera software on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now people may argue that the iPhone 14 Pro Max had a bad camera in comparison to the 13 Pro Max, and this was something that I noticed in my initial days of using the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus what I had before, that was the 13 Pro Max. But Apple did fix things with the iOS 17, and the images are no longer overprocessed. Or maybe I did not notice it on iOS 16, but Apple did make those changes on iOS 16 itself. Now if you navigate to the iPhone settings and look for the camera settings in there, you will notice that iPhone 14 Pro Max has now got the option for photographic style options in there. It will allow you to change the styles from the standard to rich contrast or vibrant or warm or cool tone over there. I like vibrant settings, and it gives me a great result without the output being to process or something that is not true to the real life. You can also see that now there is an option under the composition section of the camera settings which allows you to choose to toggle the level option in there. Now this is a great feature as now you know that your camera is more level in straight lines and it will allow you to take better photographs and videos. Now this feature was available on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra starting from I think the S21 Ultra had it, but I did not remember any device prior to that. But over here, having this feature on the iPhone 14 Pro Max is a major win, I would say. Now, one issue that I had before was the exposure levels on the iPhone 14 Pro Max before. But Apple has finally corrected and the exposure levels, the contrast and the black levels of photographs on this new bigger 48 megapixel sensor is so much better. I swear the difference is worth noticing and I like Apple improving over here. The camera is again A+ tier or superior S+ tier for point shooting and recording videos. Another thing that I noticed is that now you can preserve the last used settings under the camera settings to have the same exposure each time while shooting videos and taking photographs. So the next time when you open the camera settings, you do not have to adjust it as you already have it saved under your last used settings. You can also set the default video recording to 4K 60 FPS for normal or 4K 30 FPS for cinematic videos over there. If you forget to switch every time just like me, this one over here is a saver for you over here. Now over to the fifth thing that I loved about the iPhone 14 Pro Max after 1 year of usage is the battery life on this iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now this is something that is not new and this is something that everyone has to say as well. My iPhone as of filming this video is still on 100% of battery health and the phone does not give me a false indicator like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. If the phone has 4% battery remaining, it does hold 4% of the remaining charge rather than getting switched off at 4% like my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I definitely like the stability over here. The battery is considerably not as good as the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and if you add power consumption from the new always on display or the live notifications, then yes, would have been better if Apple could have put a bigger battery cell on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. But still, this one over here is an A+ battery experience on this latest iPhone that we have for this 1 year. Now on to the things that drive me nuts on this iPhone 14 Pro Max. First things first, I want to talk about the serious connectivity issues on this iPhone 14 Pro Max that does drive me nuts. Now I see these issues while sending AirDrop and this phone takes a long time to process the cinematic videos when sharing those videos over AirDrop. It is not even just the AirDrop feature as you cannot use the third-party applications like Send Anywhere to send videos as the video does take a long time to be processed. I switched from my iPhone 14 Pro Max to the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra to shoot these videos just because it takes so much more long to process these cinematic videos, and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra just does not have this issue at all. The videos are processed instantly and I can just do Send Anywhere and send the same videograph to my MacBook Pro, and that is just a faster process. I cannot wait forever for my videos to get processed over here. Now on to the second thing which I absolutely hate here is that the stereo recording on the iPhone 14 Pro Max is just not as great as what we have with the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. That is the zoom in mic feature or something that is very similar that I will correct over here. There are exactly two issues over here. First, you would never know if the external microphone is connected to your iPhone 14 Pro Max or no. And second, if not connected and you are far, the stereo recording is not as good as what you would have with the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I have never tried to record intentionally from my iPhone 14 Pro Max directly without using a microphone, but at the times when I accidentally did that, it was just a bad experience for me. The words seem to be muffled, and if you use something like AI voice enhancement, it just cannot correct that sound. I'm talking about some good great softwares like the Adobe tools over here. iPhone 14 Pro Max has 3 different microphones, one on the underside, one on the front, and one on the rear side of the smartphone. Now in comparison with the Samsung zoom in mic feature, even if my mic is not connected, which is not the case as I can see that in the Pro video that the mics are connected to my phone or no, but still, if it is not connected, the output is way much more better than what we get with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And this is also one of the reasons that I started to use my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra to shoot rather than shooting with my iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now, the third thing that I did not like about this iPhone 14 Pro Max is the slow charging speeds on this device, and also it does not have reverse wireless charging for the times when my wireless charging ports have no charge and I want to borrow some to get it past say an hour or so. It is frustrating to keep a Type-C cable and a lightning cable with myself all the time. I just want one cable to charge everything, and this is the most annoying thing on the iPhone as everything else has a Type-C. Say that iPad has a Type-C but not the AirPods and the iPhones. It is just so annoying to me. The fact is that I always use my Samsung Galaxy Buds instead of using the more superior AirPods Pro, knowing that it is very hard to charge them, and this is why I hate my iPhone. It just makes the overall experience so much more bad. Now, on to the fourth thing that is annoying on this iPhone 14 Pro Max are the bugs on this device. No matter if I'm on the iOS 17 or the iOS 16 or any beta software, the bugs are there and more than I have seen on any iPhone. I have noticed the screens going black, Safari not responding anymore, closing and opening applications like Alibaba again and again as it freezes, unable to pay using the Apple Pay so many times, and much more. It is a great phone, but all these bugs just destroys the experience on this iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now, on to the last thing that I want to discuss about this device is that despite of the better build quality than any other phone in the market, the comfortability of using this smartphone is just not there. The square edges hurts me, and the non-curved back like the S23 Ultra makes it a large device to hold. Plus, due to more premium materials on this phone, the smartphone is noticeably so much more heavy than the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, I know this is a nitpicky thing, but if you're coming from something like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, you will immediately notice the great difference between this Samsung device and what we have with the most premium version of the iPhone 14, that is the 14 Pro Max. So yes, that was all about this video. 5 things that I absolutely love and 5 things that I do not like about this iPhone 14 Pro Max after 1 year of usage. That was me, Anshul. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.